What's up, boys? Callsign Grimey here, and welcome to my Ready or Not Solo Player's Guide to Commanding Your AI Like a Boss. 2023 is here, and more people are discovering this amazing tactical shooter game. It's one of my favorites out in recent memory, and because of that, I want to put together this little tutorial guide to help you navigate how to run the AI when you're running your solo missions in Ready or Not. Now, the truth be told is that a lot of players still play this game by themselves, largely because it can be quite difficult to find other players to squad up with in a multiplayer experience that are going to play the game in the way that you want to experience it. And most people I know want to experience this game very tactically, in a semi-realism experience. And if you get people that are just goofing off, it kills the whole vibe. And so you're left to have to play the game by yourself, which means you have to deal with the AI. Now, to be fair, Void has done a lot of work to improve the AI bots, teammates, but they're not perfect and they're still clunky. And if you don't know how to utilize them correctly, it's just going to make your solo runs not that much fun. So the goal here is to show you everything you need to know and then demonstrate how I use them when I'm running solo missions. So first things first, let's cover the basics. Now, if you look in the bottom right corner of the screen, you're going to see the Z followed by stack up. Think of this bottom right corner as your quick command option. Whatever you're pointing at, it's going to be dynamic. It's going to change. So if you look to the right, if I'm looking to the right rather, you'll see it says fall in. It's going to give me the option to call in a fall in. If I look over here as well, same thing, fall in. But then when I look at the door, it changes to stack up. Now, this is always going to give you what the game interprets as a quick command option. And it's all predicated on what you're pointing or looking at on the screen, and that's always going to change. Now, in some cases, the option that they present to you to give the command for may work, but there are times where you want something different to be done other than, let's say, a stack up. So what do you do in these situations? Well, you're going to use your middle mouse button to press down on it, and you're going to get the full command context menu. Now, when you pull this thing up, the first thing I want to point out is when you use your scroll wheel, you're going to notice I can change it and it changes colors. So gold is going to apply to your entire team. Anything I command while it's in gold is going to apply to the entire 4-man AI bot team. When I go to red, it's going to give that command to the 2-man red team on your team. And then when you go to blue, it's going to give that command to the 2 bot teammates on your team. Now, this option is underwhelmingly used in the game by solo players. They just tend to use and give commands to the entire team, which creates a lot of the issues because when the AI are all in tight quarters, they start bouncing around each other. They start body blocking and getting your way. It becomes very annoying. They won't stack up properly. When you do give a command to stack up in tight quarters, it just becomes a mess. One of the best things you can do is start to utilize individual commands to the 2 sub teams on your AI squad, to red team and blue team. This is going to help tremendously. And one other thing I want to point out, if you look in the bottom right corner, you can also use your scroll wheel to change the quick command options to give the command to red team or blue team on the fly. So scrolling your wheel works both in the full context menu and on the quick command option on the bottom right corner. Now, as we have our full command context menu up, let's take a look and see what this does. Now, you're going to notice that right here, as we look at the door, it gives us 3 or 4 different options. We could stack up on the door, we could open the door, we could breach the door, or we could just do a plain old open door. And it's important to note that open door is simply that. They literally just open the door and that's it. They don't move in, they don't do anything else. You just open the door, which could backfire on you. So be very cautious about using just the open door options. You'll also notice that on the first 3 menu options here, stack up, open, and breach, you've got like the little hamburger on the left side, the 3 stripes. What that means, and when you see that, it means that there is more options underneath that layer that you're looking at. So for example, if we click, let's say we click breach, we'll hit 3. Now we've got another set of options. How do we want to breach? Well, we can kick in the door, we can shotgun the door, or we can see to the door. Okay, perfect. You'll also notice there's some more hamburgers to the left, which means there's another layer of commands that we can add on to this breach. So in this case, we'll go to shotgun. Now, once we're in shotgun, we can clear, or we can clear with a flashbang. Now, when I make the selection here, which is going to be clear with a flashbang, what we've essentially done is giving the command for the entire team to breach with the shotgun and then flashbang and enter. So that's how this whole command list has been developed. And we're going to see that executed right now. And before we get into this, at this point, I've shown you the important aspects of the command menu here. If you ever need to get back to the prior tree and go back a level to maybe, let's say I don't want to clear with a flashbang, or maybe I don't want to clear with the shotgun, I hit the tab and it'll take me back one level back. So then I can say, oh, you know what? Maybe I just want to kick the door in, and then go ahead and make your choice. But in this case, we're going to go back and we're going to use the shotgun, which is 2, and we're going to go ahead and we're about to use the flashbang. One other thing I want to point out, in my opinion, there's only 2 real ways to run your AI team. Now, the way I'm about to demonstrate to you as we go forward is what I call the tactical commander route, which is essentially I am giving the orders to the AI for them to execute all the orders as I see fit. And this also means that I'm not actually at point in the fray at all times. I'm more of cleaning up in the rear and seeing what's going on to then give the next set of commands. Now, if you don't want to play like that, that's fine. If you want to be at point, getting into the shooting and all that stuff, you can also do that as well. And I'll demonstrate both of these ways here right now. So first, we'll start off with the tactical commander way, and we'll have them set up on the door. We've already selected for them to breach with the shotgun and flashbang it out. They're going to prep the flashbang. Here comes the breaching shotgun. Boom, kick, flash, and boom. Now they're going to proceed to move in, and we're going to come in on the rear. And now that we're in, we're going to give our next set of commands. All right. First things first, we're going to go ahead and get blue team stacked up on the door, and we're going to have them hold the right side door. This is so that we don't get caught off on our right flank and get shot at, or anybody that runs out there. We got protection. Now that we've got that covered, we can move into the left suite of rooms here to start clearing this with the red team. As many of you know, this is pretty tight quarters. And if you were to come in here with your full team, it's a mess. It's a big mess. So coming in here with just the 2-man red team and myself makes it way more practical to clear this room. So we're going to go ahead and give them a menu to open and clear. And oh, looks like somebody ran out and they got smoked. Door's locked, so we'll go ahead and help them out and breach it. And it's in, and they're going to go ahead and enter in and carry out the order. So even if you give them an order and let's say the door's lock picked and everything, once you breach for them, or you can have them breach, once that's done, they'll go ahead and enter in and follow the rest of your command. All right, so now that this room is cleared, someone's already ran out, we're going to go ahead and have them move in and clear to this room right here. And we will follow in on them. They're in. Now, once you're in the room and they set themselves up, if you want them to follow you, just hit the fall in and they'll start following you again. We'll go into the next room here. We'll make sure it's all clear. It's all clear. No traps. It's locked. We'll just go around the other way. No big deal. Now, at this point, we've kind of already demonstrated how to run this as a tactical commander. Now, I'm going to demonstrate how you can run it if you want to run point and be in the thick of things. All right. So what we're going to do is have everyone fall in. So now you're back on the entire team giving commands. What you're going to do here is we're going to give the command to open and clear. We're going to wait for them to stack up, and we're going to wait for them to open the door. Now I'm going to move in. Now, once you move in, they're going to move in and follow behind you. So we got a suspect right there. They're going to detain them. We can also give the AI a command to restrain them for us so they can take care of all that little work. The great thing about when they do it is that they also call it in, so you won't forget to call in any suspects or civilians when you detain them. And again, kind of just demonstrating everything. We can have our blue team come over here and we can have them cover the stairwell up, and we could take our red team and have them open and clear. And again, I'm waiting for the first, so he gets a little cluttery right there. This is a perfect example. We'll have them open the door, and as soon as I go in, they're going to follow me. So we're in. They're on my 6. I'm going to have them move and clear. Suspect in here. Suspect in. Gun. Target down. and they're in on me, and we've just cleared it. So right there, we've shown you 2 different ways that you can command your team for depending on what kind of experience that you want in Ready or Not in your solo runs. Again, you can run the tactical commander route where you're just giving the orders, and it's fun. It's more of like a strategy way how you're going to play each room. I kind of think of it as like a RTS kind of a way where you're kind of giving the commands on the scene. Or if you just want to get into the thick of things, as I said, you can run point. The best way to do it is have them stack on the door, give them the order to open the door, and then you go in first. And once you go in, they're going to follow you into the next room and be your backup in case you get into shootouts or there's multiple targets in there. You'll have that protection from them. So that is a quick rundown, y'all, of how to run your AI team in the most effective and efficient way as possible in Ready or Not for your solo missions. So let me know if you have any questions whatsoever on how to do this. Happy to help. Hopefully you enjoyed the tutorial, and hopefully it helps your solo player experience that much better as you're running and playing with the AI. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, throw it a like, subscribe to the channel, and you can look forward to some more Ready or Not content in the very near future.